Pastor didn't make him who he is. This is who he always was.
You guys might know him as Pastor Steve, but I know him as Dad.
Pastor Steve, you are consistent and persistent, so you don't quit no matter what, and you keep going at it, and if there's a need that you see your people have, you search for a way to find it, even if it's only 1%. And what you inspire me to do is to always be in touch with my vision, have a plan for myself, and know that family is what's most important.
So what Pastor Steve does for me is that he brings comfortability to the congregation, which is very hard to do. And then the way he inspires me is that he goes after his goals and makes them realistic.
So what Pastor Steve does is he encourages us to go past our limits, and how he inspires me is because whenever someone's down, he always has something to say to cheer them up after the day's over.
What he does best for me is that he always preaches, and what he inspires me is that every time when he preaches, I always think about the stuff that I used to do at my house. I remember one of the things, it was Wednesday night, and he always says, respect your parents no matter what. So I was at my house, so my mom was talking to me, and I always used to respect her when she speaks, or when she tells me something, I respect her. Or if somebody told her something that wasn't if somebody told her something that that's not right, I'll always correct her.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Steve, what he does best is he carries himself in a certain way. He carries himself with confidence, and he shows leadership all the time when he speaks during his during when he's testifying up there on the pulpit, and how he impacts me. He shows me how to be just like a better person during life.
Pastor Steve is best as praying and preaching because he uses the word from the Bible, and he inspires me to be a better worshiper because he's good. Because when he worships, he uses a lot of effort into his work, and he does a lot for this church.
Pastor Steve is best at explaining the word to the congregation and making it known that he has a vision to go to a bigger campus. And he inspires me to go out into the world and to spread the gospel, because there's not a lot of people that have the chance to know the gospel, and he inspires me to go out and tell them about it.
The quality that I love about Pastor Steve is his ability to connect with each and every one of us personally. He has a personal connection with me, my wife, myself, my children, and his thoughtfulness about others. That's what gets me about Pastor Steve.
And the reason why we continue to come here to the House of Judah, because it's a family. Family supports, family encourages. Even when you don't want certain things or to hear certain things, they still are always there for you. So that's why we continue to be members at the House of Judah and can be consistent. No matter.
Pastor Steve, Pastor Bruh, as I call him, he has a way, him and Lady Lean, they have a way of making you feel like you are a part of, even when they don't really know you directly, but they have that embracing, warm persona and character about them. And that's what I gravitated to with them, the closeness that they make you feel way back when I actually first connected with Lady Lean. I would always look for her because her way was just so vibrant. She was a magnet that I just instantly attracted to, and she pulled me right in, not even knowing her. As I began to and just grown and connected to love her and to just know her more and more, you can't help but to love them because they complement each other in love, and that's what they demonstrate. So all of the love that's in them, it just spills out and pours out into the house of Judah. So to be in the house of Judah is a bonus.
Yeah, I love Pastor Steve because his characteristic is really strong. Like, he's really passionate about people. Like, if he loves and cares about you, you know that he really loves and cares for the people. I mean, he cares for your everyday life, not just your spiritual life. And to me, as a man of God, that's really important because it's family first with him. And he's like the all-around type of person. Like, you know, he makes sure like the body, mind, and soul is taken care of. And that's what I love about Pastor Steve, because what you see is what you get.
What keeps us here at the House of Judah, I believe, is having a deep love for Pastor Steve and being connected to him. When I first met Pastor Steve, it was at a Men of Honor. And, you know, I spoke with him and I said, you know, this is a nice church. And he, you know, automatically, he grabbed me and said, hey, let me show you around. Now, this was during a Men of Honor night. And he showed me the church, and we were talking, and I think from that point on, I think the connection started to begin. Because at the time, me and my wife was searching for a church home at that time. And, you know, just that experience with Pastor Steve was awesome to me. And I felt that at that time, that's where the connection started.
Yeah, I mean, with Pastor Steve, what's surprising to us with Pastor Steve was his sense of humor. I mean, I grew up in the church. And when you think of church and pastors, you think of somebody stoic. Not saying that he's silly, but I'm saying you think of somebody that's so to themselves and you know, straightforward and they can't crack a joke every now and then. Well, that's not Pastor Steve, and that surprised me. And I think what keeps us, and we was talking about this earlier, what keeps us here is the family, like Sister Geraldine said. You know, inviting us to his house, that doesn't happen at other churches. That's unheard of, where pastor will invite you to his house, come to your house, come see you, and come hang out with you for the whole day. Not because he has to, not because that's the thing to do and that's the minister to go. No, he does it because he wants to. It's a family.
That's true.
Yes, that's one of the characteristics that I admire and that was also very surprising to me about Pastor Steve, and also with him being a pastor, is his pursuit's purpose. He always talks about the importance of being fiscally responsible, and traditionally in church that's not something that's usually promoted. So that was one of the things that attracted me the most, because that's something that I aspire to do and to sustain. Another thing that I wanted to reiterate is what Brother Craig stated as far as his ability to connect with others. Not only can he connect with others, but he's great at maintaining those relationships, and it's authentic. He's a man of integrity. He's a man that's transparent, so that he helps you understand that although you might be going through certain things, that he's been there as well. Mm-hmm. And he has no problem with sharing his experience, which can hopefully help empower you as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Go ahead. What I like and was attracted to with regards to Pastor Steve is his genuineness. Is what you see is what you get, and the fact that he has a heart for the people, that you can see that he truly cares about the people, and the fact that he's a family man, and we can see through his family that he really is who he say he is. He's not one of those do as I say but not as I do type of pastors. He's real, and he doesn't know how much he's impacted my life, and being here in Judah has been a blessing as a whole, because the people everyone here is wonderful. There's love, there's family, there's so much. The Word of God that comes forth, because I immerse myself in the Word, and that's vitally important. And he preaches the Word of God. He does not deviate from the Word of God, and we are living the Word of God in our love and affection for one another. So I gravitated to that, the fact that there's such genuine love in this house, and it comes from the head down.
That's true.
One of the things that I genuinely like about Pastor Steve is that he's so intentional in adding value to my life, or to everyone's life that's part of this church. And to me, that's been very impressive, because not too many pastors want to pour so much into each member, not because you're a leader or not a leader, but just every member. And that's very impactful. And the thing that keeps me coming here is the consistency in the Word, the way he brings the message every Sunday. It's been consistent since I've been here, and I appreciate that.
Yes, that's good. Yes.
Oh, I love that Pastor Steve is authentically joyful and consistently so. Like everybody says he's consistent, but he's authentically joyful in his consistency. Because there are people who can be pessimistic in that, but his authenticity and his joy is contagious, and that's what keeps me coming. Am I real somebody? I'm not chatty, I didn't know beggy.
I love it.
Having just moved here from Maryland, or moving back here to pursue my doctoral degree, with my son, it was a leap, it was a jump. And in me moving back, I'm thinking I'm coming to get an education or acquire a status or work hard towards an earthly degree. And having come to the House of Judah and be under Pastor Steve, I have been able to be shepherded as a sheep to a shepherd that doesn't mind elevating his sheep to shepherds, if you understand what I mean by that. And I feel like to be under him and to see other shepherds that he mentors and to watch their walk day in and day out. Day in and day out. I want to be a part of that. I feel like I'm being blessed. My son is being blessed, and I want to be in the room. Hashtag is happening.
It's happening. I came to Judah, yes, I came to Judah as an adult. But because of Pastor Steve and, yes, Lady Selena, I'm now a grown-up.
Oh, that's good. Yes. I like that.
So for us, we were the first members of the House of Judah that he officiated our wedding ceremony. So that would always be something special in our hearts that he was able to do that for us. It was a beautiful day. I mean, it started out raining, but it ended up being so sunny and windy, but it was just beautiful to have him officiate the wedding. It was a wonderful time.
It really was. One of the highlights for me of that particular day was the fact that we actually had live grapes over an arbor. Yeah. And literally as Pastor is officiating the wedding, I'm looking up and he's looking at me like, what is he doing? And so when he got to the point of kiss the bride, I literally took one of the grapes, put it in her mouth, and I kissed her.
Yeah. That was good. That was a good memory.
One of the things that really I feel connected with Pastor Steve is that when I came here the first day, I felt in my heart like who is this man? I was really, I felt so embraced by him, and I'm very surprised because not usually you come to a church and they hand you the mic. So I said, this man really knows who I am because I know who I am. Right. So this man is really seeing inside of me, and he's really seeing who I really am. And that really connected me to him. And another thing is that the other day we were at his office in a meeting, and he said to me, he said, you know what? One of the things that I feel is, and Lady was there with me, he said, is that I've known you through this 18 years that I've been in ministry, that I've known you since I started the ministry in my living room. Wow. And I said, wow, that was really a wow. But on Sunday, when I translated for him, I was telling Christine today that was one of my most amazing moments in time in my life in ministry. Like you have a lot of moments in life, like things that happen within your ministries. Like I remember my 5th year of ministry, somebody came and prophesied. I never told him this, but I'm going to tell him today. Somebody prophesied Pastor Steve and this church to my life.
Wow.
I never said this here, and I'm saying it now.
My connection to Pastor Steve.
Our
Our connection
connection.
to Pastor Steve is, our connection to Pastor Steve is the top. You know, first of all, Pastor Steve is a fisherman. So when I met Pastor Steve, and he was just, to me, it was like unbelievable, because it was like nobody's this nice, you know, and it just blew my mind that a pastor can be just so transparent and so loving, and his wife, oh my God, lady, she just blew my mind. She just so, no, but what I'm going to is, we went fishing. I never knew that he never went fishing before.
You didn't know that, right?
So that right there blew my mind, that he was able to be a kid. If you could have seen Pastor Steve bringing in that fish, I would never forget it all my life. It was just like a kid at Disneyland.
He has to throw it back.
And he brought it over, and he's showing everybody he caught this fish. And he don't know what that did for me, because I was like, wow, this man really is enjoying himself, and he's grown, and he's never been fishing. I've been fishing since I was young. So to take a grown man, my pastor, to a place that he's never gone before, like he's going to take me, that's amazing.
Yes. And it's so great when you're able to be teachable.
Yes.
Because a lot of times as a pastor, you don't see a pastor as somebody that can be teachable, that the parishioners can actually teach them something. So it's wonderful that he's able to be teachable as he teaches.
I think we all, I think that we all feel that way about Pastor Steve, you know, coming in a couple of years ago, just feeling like really comfortable, and Pastor Steve with that sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that he has a name for all of us. I'm Fireball. I'm Fireball, the lady that always has her hands full.
Firecracker.
You know, right?
You're a firecracker.
So, you know, and the other thing that I love about Pastor Steve is that it's amazing how quickly he learns someone's name. Like that is so important.
That is so
when someone remembers your name, right? And also that you get that phone call, like you join the church, right? No, not even join the church, but you know, you're a visitor. And I got that phone call from Pastor Steve, right? I was like, I thought that was awesome, you know, because it's like, you know, you join the church, I mean, you come right up, you know, whatever, but not necessarily that, you know, someone's gonna, you know, make that phone call, you know, you have that visitor's card, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you're gonna get a phone call. So, and you know, you could be standing around like after church and stuff like that. And Pastor Steve, he doesn't like run out the door. He can be like soaking wet, you know, right, from preaching and everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't run out. He always has something to say, you know, to everybody.
Special memories about Pastor Steve is the first day we met. We worked at the same job for 13 years, Japanese company. And the first time I met Pastor Steve, and I regret this even up to today, I never thought he was a pastor. Honestly, I never thought, because my first impression was, pastors don't work. Pastors are full-time servants of God. They don't work. But when he came to my job at that time, I was going through so much turmoil in my life, my family, my finances, my health, everything was a mess. Everything was a mess. And the thing that stood out to me about Pastor Steve is that he became a friend before he became pastor. So he literally restored my faith in God. Because I had lost faith in church, I lost faith in ministry and kingdom. But Pastor Steve actually taught me how to become whole again.
Yes, yes.
And that's the thing I'll never ever forget. He brought wholeness back to my life.
I've known Pastor Steve since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
My older brother, Mark Weaver, and Pastor Steve, or Steve Mangum, and there was a third one, Jeff Williams. They were the Three Musketeers.
Her brother was one of them.
As teenagers, they were hilarious, but I have to say that even at 12 years old, the very first time Pastor Steve came, he came with his brothers, Joe and Tom, and they came over to pick up my brother from our apartment building to take him to play ball. And it was just something about the aura they brought into that apartment house.
All right.
You know, something that they brought, it was such a flavor, it was such life, they were so excited. And then I watched how my brother would just light up being around them, because it was only me and my sister, he didn't have any brothers. So they became his brothers. Wow. So that's, you know, my connection. And then we all went to Tabernacle of Prayer, we all went to the same church together, the Holiness Experience, we all had that together. But the amazing thing is how we came back full circle.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And my brother's no longer with us, but I have Pastor Steve.
Oh. Yes, yes.
That's good.
And so I have to say, to be here with him after 18 years of ministry, watching him grow, and the people that he's accumulated who've impacted my life, it's just amazing. And I'm so excited that I'm part of this ministry.
Yes.
Bravo.
So it's okay that my shirt is unbuttoned?
Yeah, like be.
Relax.
Yeah. Fine, but but you look kind of like you security. I'm just saying.
Scary.
All right, hold on for a moment. Cool. All right, and then I'll give you the 3, 2, 1 again to start that. You can go right into your funniest moments. 3, 2.
So if I would say one of the funny moments, it's like teaching, is during my whole journey in my growing up in Christianity. There was a particular time where, well, one of many times, but I was not doing the right thing. So, of course, Pastor, I get pulled into the dungeon. I belonged there at that time.
The dungeon.
And I remember, and I'm cleaning it up, he says, so why did you steal the cookies? Like, I'm crying. Like, I wanted the cookie. But, you don't respect cookies. No, Pastor, I do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Pastor, okay, I don't respect cookies. But that's how he would shut you down, right? Like,
Always.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Yes, no, I don't.
It's like I got in my walk.
Yes, your journey.
My journey. Been pulled into that dungeon room.
Yes.
I don't know if we're a tie or you got me by one or I got you by one. But
I think you beat me. Just put it out.
I beat you.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, one thing was I wasn't honest with one thing, and he was like, he said, he always had like this look, like So why did you do that? And I was like, well, ba 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 ba. And then he goes, once that head go like this, you lying to me. I said, no, I'm not. I don't know, Kevin. But you lying to me. And I'm like myself, I'm like, I know.
I think it's the pastor power.
But no, this is what he said. He said, order me.
Oh,
order
okay.
Me.
Yes,
I got that belly now.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he asked me again. He said, why you lying? I said, I'm not lying. He said, yes, you are. Oh my goodness, boy. I just felt my heart just like.
Lesson learned?
Lesson learned, brother.
Briefly, because you was in the dungeon again.
I just have to be honest. Be honest with him, especially. That was definitely a moment.
Yeah. Well, it was plenty of stories, plenty of times. Yeah. Fortunately, by the grace of God, I don't go into the dungeon anymore.
Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been in the dungeon room.
Are you sure?
What you mean, my sure?
I don't know. I think I probably...
Have you been in the dungeon room? I could have sworn I heard somebody snotting, crying.
Well,
up
that
in
was
there.
probably... I'm the dungeon person now. People come in the dungeon
There
with
you
me.
go. That's what I'm talking about, because I know, I remember.
Yeah, because we've
Okay.
been there, so we try to help people come
You know,
to the...
let me-
make it to the promised
listen,
land.
listen, I'm
The land that
I'm
flows with
gonna
milk and
share.
honey.
I'm gonna share this with them, right?
Okay.
Like there's a time.
You gotta
after
make
the
it PG.
dungeon Room, it's PG.
Okay.
There's times like after we come out the
Yeah.
dungeon room, we see each other in front of the church. Remember?
You know
And
what?
then we'd be sobbing at each other, and be like, we like this.
You know what? Honestly, there will. I remember.
Yeah.
We used to pray for
We
each
used
other.
to pray for each other.
Yeah.
That up. Like,
Yeah.
like we literally would sit there and be like, he said, no, we'll come up and be like, yo, I really don't want to go in the dungeon room. I don't want to go in that room.
You know what? I
Like,
just
come-
remembered
no,
that.
Come here.
Yeah.
Just come here. No.
You know, I just remembered that. You know, because obviously you had your thorn.
And you had your thorn.
Plural. Let me say plural. Yeah, you had your thorns.
Why you got it?
Right, and I had my thorn.
Plural.
Right.
No.
And
Plural.
so what happened is
That's what I'm
that
talking about.
we would pray. Because look, it was
Dude, come on,
early
man.
in the faith is
Early
was tough.
Very tough.
Tough.
It's,
But by the grace of God, we've been pruned, and
Yes, and look at you now.
Yeah, no thorns.
Look at
I got I'm in a good place now.
I'm in a good place too, man.
Yeah.
I'm in a good place too. But you know what? We owe this all to you.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you, sir.
We appreciate you, and we wanna be. You'll get that.
Nobody knows, but you know. A lot of things go over there that you guys have no idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, but we appreciate you, and
Yes.
want to say we're very grateful for your outpouring. I mean, just everything. Just
Yeah.
You've been hard on us, and
Was
we
necessary.
needed that. Growing up with no fathers, and it was just. I can admit I was a knucklehead, dude. Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
You
And
were.
Hold on. Time out. Just hold on.
Yeah,
Time
yeah.
out. Turn around. Yeah, he was a knucklehead too.
Yeah.
Right there. We love you, Pastor
Yeah.
Steve.
Yes, we do.
We love you,
We
Pastor.
do. And keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
Whoa, my bad.
That was important.
That was not planned.
That
Seriously,
just
wasn't
happened.
planned. That was
That just
planned.
happened. That's
But,
the thorn connection.
That's it.
The thorns are gone now, but that's what that was. That was a thorn connection. But Pastor Steve, through the blood of Jesus, cut that off. So thank you for cutting our thorns. Yeah. Well, I can tell you one of the things very early on. I mean, there are lots of things, but one of the things that I carried on with me, particularly in terms of my marriage, one of the things that Pastor said is that when he was first dating Lady, he gave her every number. His work, things are a little different now, but he gave his work number. Probably now people giving their DM and their IM and their Snap
Twitter
and all
and
that.
all that
But
stuff.
he says, I gave him my phone number, my house number, and my work number to ensure that she knew where I
Where
always
he
was,
was. Yep.
and just to make sure that those walls of insecurity that could possibly come in a relationship, he wanted to make sure that if a woman was coming to his arms and she had any past experiences, that she wouldn't have to worry about that with him. And I took note. So when it was time for me and my wife, I was like, look, see everything.
Yeah.
Because I understand as a man, in my particular relationship, there's an assignment of healing that I should bring.
Yeah.
So I learned that. But I got a good relationship.
Yeah, you
But something as simple as just being transparent and just providing information and not having my cell phone face down all the time. I've been there, but I'm over that, and I'm in a blessed place now. But I had a model, and that was from the Reverend Steven Mangum.
Yeah. One thing I would say for me that stuck out was being a provider. As a man, you have to step up.
Yes.
I mean, no matter what, you gotta, like this man, people don't know, like this man living out in Suffolk County, going to work in Hoboken.
Yes.
Okay. You're talking about 4-hour commute on the train, they're just going back and forth, and then still making time for his wife and family.
And Wednesday night Bible study.
And Wednesday night Bible study. Sunday still teaching. Like these are stuff that I gravitate to, because it's like, if he can do it,
yeah,
but always providing for your wife.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. But that was very important to me. And always setting goals, being honest, being a man of character. You know, those were very, very important.
Yeah,
Very
the
important.
lessons go on. The lessons go on. I mean, even from the perspective of just making sure that if you're going to have a meeting with someone, always go with two people.
Two people.
Don't go by
That's
yourself. It's biblical, but sometimes we don't apply the biblical things.
Right.
So, but you know, more so it was reinforced in me from being in the House of Judah.
Yeah.
You know, just making sure that you're always credible.
Yep.
And that is something that the House of Judah is, that Pastor Steve is, and it's just little things I learned from that.
Yeah.
Or the whole pastor 2 times, you know, at the end of the meeting says, what is this?
Yeah.
Tell me what I said.
Yeah. Always. After every meeting, it was like.
Yeah,
So,
I'm forgetting something.
Yeah,
I'm
forget
old.
what I said.
I'm a grandfather now.
I don't know if it's 53 or 52. You know.
Tell me what I said.
Yeah. What
Repeat
did I
it
just
to
say?
me.
Yeah. You know, but he always want to make sure you're right there with him. You know.
Yeah, it closes the gap in terms of
yes.
communication, and
Yes.
and so I learned that. And I mean, it's, you know, I use it in my relationship. I use it in the workplace. You know, just if you have a conversation, you want to close the loop, and you want to ensure that the person that you're speaking to has a solid understanding of what it is that you're trying to say to them.
Yes.
And when they repeat it back to you, then you'll have a clear. Oh no, you don't understand what I'm saying.
No.
So let's go at this again.
Yep, let's
so I
do it
learned
again.
that. So that's another teachable.
That's another one.
There's
But
lots
it's a
of-
lot, though.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
lot.
That's why I go to the house.
I
of
mean, I
Judah.
tell you, man, like, you know, when you walk around them, you gotta like really have notes. Like you're gonna be taking notes with him, because every time he's dropping something, there's always jewels that you know you can take with you, you know, for life. Yeah. You know, he exposed me to meeting the first millionaire I've ever met was through Pastor Steve. And we talking about when I was like maybe 17, 18. We just happened to go to this spot in Connecticut, and we met this dude. And this dude was a millionaire, man. And this man invited us to his house in Jersey.
Oh wow.
I mean, even at a young age, this man was always exposing, you know, stuff. And I'm grateful for that, man. You know?
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things. Even
Yeah.
from when we moved out here,
Yeah.
one of the things that he was emphasizing on was making sure that we didn't waste money as a storefront.
That is true.
You know, that we would transition into ownership.
Yep.
And at the time, I don't know, I'm 18, 19, 20. It didn't click.
No.
I mean, hearing him say it.
You was looking
but-
homeless at that time, yeah.
Yeah, he's home. Okay, but it didn't resonate. It didn't resonate. And until probably, I want to say at least probably, it took me probably like maybe 7, 9 years for it to fully sink in.
Yes.
So now I'm a homeowner, but the importance of owning a home,
I'm
that
next,
came
I'm
through
next.
Pastor Steve.
I'm next.
Gotta get a low interest rate too.
Oh no, I want that 0. Trust me.
Yeah. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard. Shondo. Okay, you don't know how to shout.
No, I don't know how to shout.
You don't know how to shout.
I don't know how to shout.
You don't know how to
That's
shout.
why- yeah.
That's Haitian compa right there. That's not shouting. There's a difference. Okay, it was a little something more impressive. So yeah,
But,
the list goes on.
The list goes on and on and on. Very grateful to this man.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you're one of the people that I was been on this journey with. It's not many people who can say, I knew Deacon Kev before there was Deacon in front of him. Or
that is true. There's not too many people that can say I knew Pastor Antonio.
Yes.
Before there was a pastor in front of him.
Yeah.
He came to our church all homeless looking,
Yes.
But
yes.
look
Well,
at
that's when big white tees was cool.
Yeah.
It looked homeless, but that's what we was doing. That was cool.
Yep.
But
But look at you now. You're all cleaned up now.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you still got that knot back
yeah, I'm
there,
going bald too. I'm gonna be
You're
like
going
you.
bald, man. I mean, you guys see this right here?
Yeah.
He's joining the club. man.
Exactly. I'm getting the whole entire thing right there.
I'm talking about. Welcome. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it fade to black. Just let it fade.
Well, I don't know how much black I can get. You didn't get my joke.
No, because you're black already, man. Like you're already.
But you just
dark.
told me to fade to black.
Okay, I'm talking about your hair. Just let the hair. Anyway.
Okay.
That one alone. But we're grateful to you, Pastor Steve.
Yeah. You've done a lot, and you've been consistent. I remember actually the first time I met him. Well, second time I met him, but when he was like, when I was like, yo, this is the dude. He was at Christ Church, and he was teaching on blind Bartimaeus, and he is just killing it. Like, I'm just like, yo, this dude is like in this Bible. So after the service, I'm expecting him, to like say, like shake my hand, like, God bless you, my son. I'm expecting, because he just ripped it up there.
Yeah.
And then, I go, get ready to be like, God bless you. And he said, yeah. I said,
yeah.
And it's like, he's giving me the pound, and I got like the dead fish hand. I'm like,
is this
okay,
real?
like you're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
And from kind of that interaction, right there, it was just right there, because I had never seen someone who embodied anointing and all the church stuff that we aspire to, but then come down and like give you a pound. Like, I'm like, dude, you like, that was very human, so that's where, for me, that's when it clicked, and I've pretty much ever since then, I never stopped following.
I used to always see him in the lobby, and it was always him and Peter, Jeff, and Mark. It was always the four guys, and it was just something about him. I'll never forget, I'm with some other my friends, and everybody's talking, but I was just gravitated looking at this dude. He was still acting crazy, but I'm just sitting there looking. And then next thing you know, something happened, and then we connected, and this man took time, invited me to his house, met his brothers and stuff, and I'm like, okay. And all I remember was, you have a Nintendo or something? I want to play the game or something. But from that point on, and then he took time coming to my house.
That's before he was a pastor.
This before.
Wow.
So, pastor didn't make him who he is. This is who he always was. This dude that you see, that's just who he was, man. Like how you said he shook hands, pal.
Yeah.
I was seeing that when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
While he was teaching Sunday school.
That was a long time ago.
Okay, shh. Yeah, shh. But teaching Sunday school. In Sunday school, used to be like, you get the book and you got to talk about, Noah, blah, 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 this, blah, blah, blah. But this dude just came in, and he said, all right, everybody's in here? He said, yeah, it's youth. It's all youth, mind you. Everybody's in here? He said, yeah. So he's looking out the door. He said, all right, we having a rap session. We talking about everything under the sun, okay? Sex, talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, like, just stuff you like.
Right.
Is he talking, talking our language here? Basketball, I mean, everything. And then from that point on, it always stayed. That's just who he is. He never changed, man. He never changed, so I started driving him when I was about 17, 18.
Wow.
Yeah, 17, 18, I started driving him everywhere. And this, again, before he became a pastor.
Wow, you guys got some serious history.
Yeah, this dude is something special, man. This dude is something special. So, I'm loyal to that dude.
In spite of the dungeon?
The dungeon made me stay loyal to him that much more.
Wow, man, that's deep. You think that should be like a sermon or something, right?
No, I don't preach that. That's
I think you could.
But you like to steal sermons, though, so you can take that one.
Touche.
All right,
Touche.
so that's it. So,
Here you go.
All right.
Say happy.
I'd say the one word that describes my dad the best for me is he's consistent. You guys might know him as Pastor Steve. but I know him as dad. So it's like I come from a different perspective as everybody that's sitting down. So no matter what his schedule might look like, whether it's meetings with other pastors or with some of the congregants, I just find like if I have a basketball game or if I need him, he's always there for me. And, there's nothing that can separate us, not even the church.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Thank you.
Great. You want to say anything else? You good?
Do I have to say like happy anniversary?
Not
Oh,
yet.
okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
You can, but I mean, why don't you also say something direct to him right now? Is there anything you want to say, right now directly to him?
Okay.
While you have his ear for sure.
All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, I love you, and thank you for always being there for me. And when I'm down, you lift me up, and when I'm happy, you keep me happy. But so yeah, I just appreciate you for who you are and for building me into a better man.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
Dedicated. My pasty is dedicated. He's dedicated. You are dedicated to making sure that I am well, that I am good, that I know my value. You have dedicated yourself to me in that way, to making me always feel like I can come to you no matter what. And I think dedication from a man, from a father figure in a girl's life is so vital. And it does something. It gives you a sense of security, and it's great. I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful to have a man that adores my mom, but is dedicated to making sure that I want to find or meet a guy who's into me that way.